Did you know that Queenstown, New Zealand isn't just for extreme activities and snow sports? Although these are incredible, this week's episode is all about what to do in Queenstown if you don't ski or you just want to enjoy exploring this unique part of New Zealand. For such a small town, Queenstown punches way above its weight. The views from all over town are stunning. It doesn't matter where you choose to have a coffee, wine, or meal on the waterfront, you will be experiencing one of the most beautiful places in the world. Lake Wakatipu is the jewel in the middle of Queenstown, surrounded by snow-capped mountain ranges, including the Remarkables, where The Lord of the Rings was filmed. We tell you all about the water activities you can do or simply watch happening around you, including submersible sharks, jet boats, and an iconic steamboat that is as old as the Titanic. If you are into shopping, Queenstown has the brand names here that rival the stores in Paris, from Gucci to Rolex. We tell you about the unique wine tasting experience that we enjoyed and have never come across anywhere before, and where we found the coolest toilets in town. Seriously cool. Come with us as we take you wandering around the botanic gardens on the edge of town, from the duck ponds to gigantic pine trees to an unusual sport that we discovered here. We tell you the cheap way to explore the lake, how to get to the sunniest spot in town, and then stay listening as Lyle tells us how I made him kiss a large kiwi. There are lots of laughs, and we laugh out loud quite a few times, and there's all this great info about being out and about in Queenstown. If you would like to see all the beautiful pictures of the places we mention and a map containing them, then click the link in the episode description on the podcast player you are now listening on, and it will take you directly to the page on our website at beachtravelwine.com. Please enjoy episode 76. Cheers! And welcome to the Beach Travel Wine podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Leanne.
And I'm Lyle, and this is the travel podcast for beach-loving, wine-drinking couples over 50.
So if that sounds like you, grab yourself a drink, sit back, relax and listen as we go travelling the world, one wine at a time.
Cheers.
Here we are back in New Zealand. This is our third podcast in the series, and wow, we've got some great feedback so far. People are loving hearing all about our family holiday and our skiing holiday. But today's exciting because you're going to be the man about town today. We're going out and about.
Sure.
Actually just in the area of Queenstown City itself. So if you, as I said in the intro, if you are not a skier and you don't want to go up to the slopes, there's plenty to see and do right here in the city, yeah?
I'd say city's probably a bit of an exaggeration.
Well, what would you call it?
Or probably township. Maybe
yeah.
village.
Village, yeah. That's right, the town of Queenstown.
Yeah. Well, let's face it, it's the Queenstown Central covers 1.75 square kilometres or 0.68 square miles. So it's about a 20-minute walk or less to get from one side to the other.
Correct.
However, let's just imagine.
Yeah, it's
a beautiful day. The sun's shining. It's about 3 degrees.
Yes.
And it's very little wind.
Yes.
And you and I are dying for a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So we head off.
From our apartment at the Glebe Apartments, which is like 2 minutes from town.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's probably about 5 minutes. And we decided to check out the Exchange Cafe.
Because it's the first coffee place we come across.
Pretty much. Oh, no, you had to walk past Starbucks.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we?
No, this is before Starbucks. Yeah.
Oh, it is too. It is too. Okay.
But
I'll take that all back.
But I know you're going to tell me how good it was, but it's not the last time we went there.
No, because we kept on going back because it was so good.
It was so good.
So
the coffee was good, but I know you like something even better.
Yes, the coffee was superb, Leonita. But the cranberry and apricot scone with cream was even better.
Actually, we had a few brekkies there. I think
yeah, and they did a really, really good egg and bacon roll. It was a special roll. It was beautiful. And the chutney sauce, really, really good. Anyway, you've got to understand that, when you look around, all you can see is these beautiful snow-capped mountains.
Especially on a clear day. That's what we're talking about today, right?
Yeah,
so that's right. So you look towards the Queenstown town, right? And so we've had our coffee and we walk out the door. You've got the shops and things around you, but, the mountains are obviously, to the right-hand side is the big where the gondola is, and then Coronet Peak behind that. And then in front of you directly is the bay of the lake Wakatipu, and then you've got the mountains behind that as well. And
yeah,
then,
they're the Remarkables.
I was going to say, and then the Remarkables just around a little bit further from that, and the sky's blue, the mountains sort of rise. Oh, it's almost like they come straight out of that lake, and then they've got the snow on the top just glistening in the sun.
Well, the sky's just so blue, and I reckon that's, as you say, probably just the contrast off the snow, but
Sure.
it just looks amazing.
And you know what? Other times, even when it's not like it was this day, sunny, I quite like it when it's a little bit cloudy and a little bit moody, and the early morning cloud sort of hangs in that valley.
Moody.
Yeah, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
It's not always bright and sunny and happy looking. It looks a bit grey and sad, moody.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that where you come from? I was wondering where you got moody from.
I'll get moody with you in a minute if you question my descriptions again.
I did Google this. There's over 150 restaurants, cafes, and bars.
Right.
So you're never going to go hungry or thirsty.
And as you, we're going to talk about a couple of them today, but we are going to do some later, aren't we?
Yeah, sure. And look, the choice of international cuisine is mind-boggling. I mean, everything's there.
Yeah, people say, "What sort of food do you eat in Queenstown?" Oh, whatever you want.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
But look, after breakfast, we did head off down past Starbucks.
Yeah, it's on the corner there. There's actually a few pedestrian streets, but there's this one sort of pedestrian.
I think they call it the mall.
Mall, yeah. So, and that goes down past Starbucks, past that cookie time place.
Yeah. Do you want to tell the folks about the cookie time?
I don't know much about it, but I know the kids love going there. It makes really special. People line up to get the cookies, and they have special milkshakes and things. And they've got old cars that kids can sit in inside and that sort of thing, which looks pretty impressive. But all the shops in that mall area are pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, basically, we walk past there and we're heading down, and there's an iconic restaurant called Madame Wu's, and we're sort of down towards that end, and all we could hear in the background was this beautiful piano music. Yeah. And the actual mall wasn't that busy, and but as I said, it was this beautiful day, and I'm thinking, my first reaction was, what a great idea, having bloody beautiful classical piano music,
right through the,
basically, as you're shopping. Anyway, as we got closer, we come across, and it's not the first time we've seen him. We've been to, as we've said before, Queenstown previously, and it was the same guy, and he was playing piano. Yeah,
like an upright piano, not just like a little electric one, and it's got wheels, and he moves it around.
He moves it around, yeah. So that was great.
He's really good. And this mall isn't very long, like it's from basically Starbucks, a block, and you're at the Lake Wakatipu, yeah.
Yeah. And on one side, you've got the iCarts bar.
Yeah, that's right down on the lake.
And then on the other side you've got the pharmacy.
And the Patagonia.
Yeah, and the Patagonia. That's right. Now, we actually went to iCarts bar.
Yeah, we went with some friends, didn't we?
Yeah, with Trapper and Anna.
Yeah, Trapper is a local, and Anna, she's lived there for many years. Trapper's a real local.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell us about that iCart bar, because it's pretty iconic. It's one of the oldest buildings, isn't it?
Yeah, we had dinner at Madame Wu's, and that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was once the home of Queenstown's first building, William Rees's woolshed. The discovery of gold transformed Queenstown's prosperity, and it soon became a pub. Yeah. The atmosphere and decor inside iCarts bar complements its heritage with sofa sitting adjacent elegant fireplaces. So it was very
front
very
part of it is some upmarket shops,
elegant,
and then there's the so but lovely views once again out over Lake Wakatipu,
the atmosphere and the decor inside iCarts bar complements its heritage. So it was really nice. And then opposite that you've got the Patagonia Creamery and Chocolatiere.
And it's very, what is it? Like
iconic.
Iconic, that's the thing. We go there every time, and it's iconic for its hot chocolate. Really.
Yeah, basically they make everything there on the premise. Yeah, they're hot chocolate, obviously because of the cold and that sort of thing. But they also do.
They do ice cream.
My favourite actually is and we often go there for breakfast, is that they have really, really good fruit
Really
salad.
lovely fruit salad.
They do.
But cheesecake or $17 a slice or something must be.
Yeah, but it was a decent size.
Sure,
It was. It looked fabulous.
And people line up.
They do tiramisu. They do gelato. They do
pancakes,
banana splits.
Yeah.
Anything sweet that you shouldn't have is there.
And it's always busy. But people lining up, to buy ice cream. It just astounds me. They do it all in summer, but all through winter. They must, the ice cream there is so popular as well. And upstairs is a wonderful view. We got some lovely pictures from this great big glass window where you look straight out over the lake. It's really nice. So if you want to see some of these pictures, we're talking about the actual town area of Queenstown. Just go to beachtravelwine.com and go to the podcast, and this is episode 76. So after you've stopped in at Patagonia and had your coffee or your hot chocolate or your fruit salad or any of those other goodies you talk about, there's like a lakeside exit entrance, isn't there?
Yeah. And there you'll find the busking sheepdog.
Now he's quite famous. He's Old Happy's his name, isn't he?
Correct. Well done, Leonika.
Yes.
And his owner is Kim Turton. And
how long have you busking there?
Kim's been entertaining passers-by for over 28 years. So I think he may have had
another dog,
maybe a couple.
But when we say, did we say he was a singing dog? He along to.
How does he do
it? Well, you sing and I'll go on there.
Once
a time.
Yeah, I think Kim's favourite's very much country and western. I think, or maybe country and New Zealand.
He's got that spot right outside, and anyone who's been to Queenstown will know exactly what we're talking about. If not, go and check out the photos. And he's got a pretty good office view, hasn't he? Kim and Happy.
They've got the lakeside, but as you walk towards you're on the boardwalk. And then on the grass side, you've got...
so we've walked out of the restaurant. We're right on the lake now, is what you're saying. And so, on one side, so you've got the water on the left if you're heading that way, and on the right-hand side are some more shops and things and restaurants.
Yeah, there's a bit of a garden area, and you pass Pog Mahoney's Irish Pub.
Now, we've been there with some friends on another trip, haven't we?
Yes, the late-night drinks with Julie and Wayne. And I think that's all we need to talk about because I think they had...
Keep moving.
Irish karaoke that night, and Leanne,
that's not true.
Sung the house down.
That is not true.
Then there's a brand new restaurant called Soda, and we did go there, but we'll talk about that on another episode. And that was brilliant, absolutely, really, really nice. And they've got a little outside area. Then you go and you find...
There's that Spanish place.
Yeah, Pedro's by the Lake, tapas restaurant.
No, that was recommended to us, wasn't it?
Yeah, by people, some really, really nice people we met on the wine tour bus.
So there's that sort of little area there. Then on the left, as you're walking past those, if you can imagine, you've got the walkway, you've got the lake, you've got boats, and then there's street food vendors, isn't there?
Yeah, you've got, there's hot dogs.
Yeah.
There's churros.
Yep.
There's hamburgers.
Yes.
And our favourite, dumplings. And the kids suggested we give it a go, and they were 100% right.
And they're cheap. I think it was like $12 or something for so many. They were so good.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah. And free soy sauce.
They often sell out.
They do. Yeah. In fact, we did go there one other time, and they had sold out.
So these are all along the waterfront, and often too, like every day we went down. There's different vendors. Sometimes there's one or two. Sometimes there's a whole lot. And then they have some sort of little markets as well, don't they?
They do. There. Artesian, I would call them.
Would you?
Yep. I would. Yep. Yeah, because they're like photography. You can buy beautiful, and the photography is
don't even
fabulous.
Start, right?
And then there's also leather goods. Mm-hmm. And your favourite.
Yes, some jewellery.
Jewellery, which Leanne couldn't help herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bought some nice earrings.
And they weren't cheap, were they?
It doesn't matter.
No, of course not. You're Miss World.
No, but they're handmade. And then I know that some days the kids got some fairy floss, and then there's some clothing and some knitted goods. And, once again, like when I bought the earrings, the lady said, we might be here next week or not, because I was going to get cash for her. Might be here tomorrow. They just sort of willy-nilly, whoever turns up, really, don't they? Yeah.
And then, as you go past there, you're heading towards the iconic Queenstown legend that is T.S. Earnslaw Steamship Wharf.
Now, the ship, you know you're going to tell us about that, but honestly, go to beachtravel1.com, podcast episode 76, because I will put some photos of this iconic ship. It's got a great big sort of, is that a funnel? What would you call that? Chimney in the middle.
Oh, very good.
And I've got some beautiful videos of it too, which I'll put on Instagram.
And we were there when they were loading it, I think, was it wood or coal?
Coal.
Probably coal, yeah. So we were there when they did that.
It's quite a big ship, and it's got a bit of history. So I know you all likes his history, so tell us a little bit about the TSS Earnslaw.
Earnslaw, a little bit like coleslaw, it's just Earnslaw. So she was commissioned by New Zealand Railways to service communities around the lake. Launched in the same year as the Titanic. What are you laughing about? I told you that.
Yeah, I know. Just when you think about it.
The TSS Earnslaw's maiden voyage was on the 18th of October 1912. The TSS Earnslaw has featured in several movies, including a cameo. I don't know how they do a cameo, but anyway, that's another story. In Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
We'll have to go back and watch that now.
As an Amazon riverboat. And Peter Jackson's King Kong. Now they do cruises.
Yeah, several different ones. And I know that my kids and their grandkids were thinking about doing the one, and I know people have done the one where they actually take you to a farm.
Yeah, the Walter Peak Gourmet Barbecue Dining. That's $145, and it's gourmet barbecue lunch or dinner at the Colonial Homestead. Enjoy lakeside dining at Walter Peak High Country Farm.
Sounds wonderful.
Includes return scenic cruise on board the TSS Earnslaw. Now, there's a farm demonstration, which will obviously be the sheepdogs.
Yeah, and often there's like little lambs and things that the kids can get up and like there's a petting area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I won't go there. The duration's about
probably better in spring.
Yeah, 3.5 to 4 hours.
Yes.
And they also just do lake cruises, which, and I think they also use that particular steamship as part of the Milford Sound.
Okay.
You can actually go to the end of the
thing about this,
the lake, and then you get on a bus and you go to Milford.
The thing about being on Lake Wakatipu in this
Waka?
Yeah. Wakatipu.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not whack-a-mole, Wakatipu.
Yeah.
Is the scenery. And because it's like glides through the water quite slowly, it's just, you're heading out the lake and you're just following the mountains the whole way. It just, I know we say it all the time, but I just love this. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, well, look, just a little bit further up, further along in the wharf, there are other choices for the river cruises. There's one which is a really big catamaran that they use, and it's more a modern catamaran. Yes. So now they have choice. You can book online at Main City Pier. They generally go for about an hour and 45 minutes, and you have just a lake cruise. You can do a lake cruise. You can do a lunch cruise, or you can do a wine and cheese cruise. Hello.
But what I would suggest is, however you can find a way to go on the water, do it. Because the views that you have back to Queenstown, the views that you have of the mountains, the different angles with the sun and the snow, it's so stunning.
Now, just after you made me kiss the giant kiwi.
Oh, geez.
And there was photos of that.
Yeah.
There is photo of that.
He was a nice bloke, though. He didn't mind.
Yeah. Go on. I didn't expect that. That came out of the blue.
You mean not that giant kiwi guy? Okay, no, you mean the statue
of the
kiwi bird.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, had really nice aftershave. Near the steamboat wharf is the -5 ice bar.
Yeah.
Over 18 tons of crystal clear ice architecture, ice furniture, handmade carvings. It's $16 adult entry.
Yeah, but you get a cocktail,
one
right?
cocktail.
Yeah.
Bookings are advisable. We
Sure.
haven't gone in there because
lots of people have.
Yeah,
your lol's a bit of a sook when it comes to cold. But there's that big wharf area, and this is just one part of it. You know, the big bar downstairs, and you can actually see in. You know, so you certainly get a feel for how much fun it could be
and just above that you've got
the casino.
The casino, too.
Yeah.
So, and apparently this casino's got fabulous views.
Oh, absolutely. So besides the steamship and the cruise boats, there's so many water activities that you can watch, or you can actually participate in if you want to. But there's so much happening that you can just sit and watch continuously, can't you?
They got the ones I can't believe. There's this what they call the
shark boats. What are they?
The shark.
Shark attack or something.
Yeah, shark attack or hydro attack. Now these are semi-submersible, right? So
they only have room for 2 people.
Yeah, and I think there's a driver. They do have a driver.
Yes.
And
one other person.
The passenger.
Yeah, so 2 people.
Because I think you'd need to be, I don't think you could get in one and just drive off yourself.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they travel about 80 kilometres on the surface.
Right. So they look like a shark. And I'll put some pictures of these because you can't really imagine it. It's like a enclosed boat, submarine that's painted in camouflage colours. It's got great big teeth on it like a shark, right?
Yeah.
And you watch the people get in and they sort of pull it's a bit like James Bond, isn't it? They pull the lid down over it and they just start taking off, don't they? Like slow.
They're very little James Bond because they're not very big, are they?
They just start taking off slowly through the water, till they get out to the area, and then what happens?
Well, then they dive and they go under because, as we said, they're semi-submersible.
But they go up to a speed of 80 k's or something.
No, well, they're on the surface, but when they go under, they're travelling at about 40 kilometres an hour,
right? And
then they just come out of they actually dive out. And then you just go bang flat down, and they come out the full length of the actual. So
say the boat's 3 meters long.
Yeah.
They jump out of the air 3 meters.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and then you just go bang. I got to tell you.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but.
Well, the only reason I say that because you'd have to end up bruised and battered and whatever. I would have thought
maybe, but it's impressive to watch, isn't it?
Yes, it is impressive to watch.
Well, we saw a young child, not young child, but like probably 10, 11, get in it as a passenger, and his mum waved him away, and
she probably didn't like him.
Probably.
And we never saw him come back, so anything could happen there. But there's also parasailing.
But I was just going to say, there's probably 3 or 4 of these little shark attack things going around the lake at any time of day, isn't there?
Sure. And I assume they have their own little circuit that they do.
And then in between that, they do, as you were about to say, parasailing. So a big sort of jet boat heads out, and the big sort of yellow smiley parachute comes up behind the boat.
A smiley?
Yeah, it's got like a big happy face on it.
Oh, I never noticed that. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, well, you can either do that tandem or solo.
We've done that once before, haven't we?
We did that in Hawaii. Yeah.
I don't, but it's okay in Hawaii because they dip you down in the water and you don't mind. The water's warm. But can you imagine them dipping?
Where was that? Waikiki.
Can you imagine them dipping your hair in Lake Wakatipu?
To be honest, I said to Lynn, "Why would you do that? What happens if there's an accident and you end up in the water? It'll be so cold." Anyway, what happens? They basically go straight up from the back of the boat, and then they land on the back of the boat, and then there is also.
Well, I was just going to say that's really worth watching as well.
It's good.
So you got the boat with the parasail. You got these little shark boats jumping all over the place. You got the steamship. Hooting down that way, and
what's it do?
What noise does he make with the steamship? Oh, hoot hoot. I don't know. Anyway, go on. I'm painting a picture. I'm adding to it. What do we got next?
I'm not sure, but anyway, so there's also jet boats there as well. So, and the jet boats are the ones that that do the full spin, the 360 spin, and that sort of thing. And then they cruise right up to the end, like to the Hilton and to the marina, but it's more of a sightseeing tour rather than the shot over jet, which they're probably
they're chalk
similar.
and cheese, really.
Well, they're similar boats,
Yes.
But the actual experience is one more like a
this is
a cruise, where the other one you just shit yourself the whole time you're on there.
This is like an adventure cruise. So they go fast and they do those spins, but you're in the middle of the lake. You're not going to hit the cliffs and canyons and things.
Whereas the other one, you're holding on for dear life.
Yes.
We did that. But anyway, we'll talk about that later as
well. So
that's
so many things happening on the waterfront, and they're sort of going every hour, those jet boats, and you can book online, or you can just go down and straight from the wharf area there. So like it's so easy. There's actually a floating bar too that just sits there. It never leaves, so you can go and sit out on the water and have a drink and watch all this activity around you as well. So, and then if you're really bored, you can feed the ducks. There's ducks everywhere.
There is.
So there's ducks floating around. There's around. I was watching these ducks floating around. There's little shark attack things. Like they're just. I mean, it's just so two things that don't go together, but they're obviously just used to them. Yeah. So anyway, so that's a lot of fun.
So then it was time for lunch.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do all that, but after you've had a look around the lake, we decided we'd go and have some lunch, didn't we?
Yeah, we didn't do all the activities, but after seeing all that, we decided we were going to. Yeah. Well, you had arranged to have lunch with Jake, Phoebe, and the kids.
We'd been to this place before, and when they suggested that they were going to go there, I put my hand up straight away, because it's this lovely little historic little restaurant, sort of hidden down an alleyway, isn't it? And it's called The Cow.
Yeah, and it's located in Cow Lane.
Yes.
Isn't that extraordinary?
Well, I wonder. Yeah.
Now, the stone barn housed cows which used to wander down the lane for dairy milking. During her reign, the cow had become the nickname for Her Majesty Queen Victoria, who had likened breastfeeding to being like a cow. And so all the menus in this little
it's like an old stable. It's all
stable. It's very really. To call it rustic is an understatement.
Yeah, like it's all brick.
But it's comfy and everything.
It's got the wooden beams. It's got a beautiful open fire, a lovely wooden bar, and it has the best pizzas.
Doesn't have a bad wine list either, just between me and you.
Well, we're in Queenstown, mate.
Yeah, well, it was. The wine list was... I can't remember what we had, but it was damn good.
If you have a bad wine list in Queenstown, you may as well give up.
Okay, so what did you have, Fat?
Oh, well, I'm sure you're going to tell me. I would have chosen a pizza with mushrooms and hopefully some chicken or prawns, I'd imagine.
Yeah, you had pizza Portofino. You shared it with your eldest, young Jake. And it was bacon, mushroom, and prawn.
Okay, wasn't far off.
And it was they're really like they're $38 or $39, but they're really big and they're seriously sensational. I had the spaghetti bowl. It was huge. That was $28.
I think we actually took a fair bit home, and Jake had it for leftovers. Yeah, but the garlic bread, that was
garlic loaf.
Garlic loaf, yeah.
Seriously, because I think the girl, the lady that was looking after us, she sort of said, "Well, you're going to have the garlic loaf," and we sort of looked and we thought, "Oh, probably not." And she said, "I think you really should." And great recommendation. It was beautiful. Remember?
That was nice. Yeah. So we'd highly recommend. I mean, there's obviously lots of other places, and we're going to, as Lyle has said a few times, we're going to talk about lots of food and wine places in another episode. But the Cow is definitely somewhere where I would recommend you go for lunch. Yes.
See.
Of course, what do you do after a bit of lunch? You do a bit of shopping.
Yeah, so we decided to check out the shopping.
Well, I'm not really a big shopper, and so we
thank God.
We walk around the streets. As we're saying, there's not that many streets, but like I guess if you were sort of comparing how many like beautiful what's the brand shops and things,
luxury brands,
yeah, for such a small area, it's probably up there with.
I'd say Paris, Rome. Seriously, I'm serious. You've got Rolex,
yes,
Cartier watches, Louis Vuitton, Boss. You've got Gucci or Gucci. What is it? Gucci. You've got Chanel now. Then you've got iconic New Zealand design stores.
Yep.
You've got souvenirs. You've got boutique fashion, and you've got adventure sports equipment. Now,
yes, you've got everything.
If you are looking for a new snowboard or a new ski outfit or skis or the most advanced technological mountain bike, Queenstown's your town.
Sure.
And you're spoiled for choice.
And if you want to look super fashionable on the ski slopes,
sure,
Queenstown's your choice as
well.
well.
Yeah. None of it's cheap.
There was a bright orange outfit I fancied.
Yes. Why doesn't that surprise me? But they've also, I think that the outdoor activity shops are only to be outdone by the jewelry shops.
Yeah.
There's bloody jewelry shops everywhere. You've got
you
got Michael Hill, who actually lives in Queenstown. He's originally from Queenstown, but you've got Partridge Jewelers, Vu, you've got Jamie's.
Well, and a lot of it's the really unique sort of New Zealand jewelry. They use a lot of that jade that they use in New Zealand, and also that beautiful the opal sort of coloured stone. The blue and green. That sort of.
Look, the jewelry's beautiful. It really is.
But what about then they've got Pandora now. I was looking for a charm, but I can't tell you about that yet because I was going to do a bucket list item, and if I did that, I was going to buy a charm. So I'm sure I'll share that in another episode.
So I think you just give it away. You actually did do the bucket list thing.
Yeah, but they don't know what that was, Lyle.
No, and I've been sworn to secrecy.
Well, that never stopped you in the past, has it?
And there's a whole bunch of souvenir shops, and the souvenirs pretty much.
Really nice stuff though.
I was going to say they're on average they're much better quality than you.
Well, what about the T-shirt
normally.
designs?
Best T-shirt designs I've ever seen.
Yeah, so really lovely. You've got 2 or 3 T-shirts now from Queenstown, and they last, and they're not your normal, tourist things. But you can buy everything from little fluffy lambs to, everything clothing-wise, kitchen-wise. There's just a whole range of
there's lambskin wool.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Mats and not mats. They're better than mats. Mats is not the right terminology. But and some of it's pretty damn expensive. Yeah.
But then what about, we found this amazing huge shopping centre called O'Connell's, didn't we? And I think we've been there before, but they've given it a real upgrade. Even the elevators in it are escalators, are bright red.
Yeah, look, special mention must go to O'Connell's multi-level shopping arcade, located right in the heart of Queenstown.
So
this place needs to be seen to be believed, showcasing more than 120 international and New Zealand brands. You can expect luxury offerings from well-known companies such as Chloe, Stella McCartney, Kenzo, Tom Ford, La Mer, and Gucci Beauty.
Now the thing about this level, this is on the first level, this shopping area, it's all open. They're separate sort of shops, but there's no walls between them. So it's it's a bit like a big Myer, an upmarket Myer, isn't it?
Yeah, probably a good way of saying. Yeah. So, which unfortunately our overseas listeners would have no idea.
Well, just like a great big upmarket department store.
Yeah, it's the same as what we've seen in Paris and in Rome. No, it is. It is typical.
Spain, yes, that's what we saw there too.
Yeah, we did too. Yeah. What are you saying on being a tosser?
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway,
all right,
let's
then,
move on.
Look, the thing I loved about it most, again, probably because I come from the old hospitality industry, the east space on the lower level is the most impressive food court I've ever seen. Now, there's an urban botanic bar.
It's right in the middle.
That's right in the middle. Yeah. And then that's surrounded by international kitchens, including Italian, Japanese, Thai, Korean, Greek, and my favourite,
the oysters.
Lemon salt freshly shucked oysters.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, my favourite part of it is...
No, mine. I came out.
All right, you describe it. You describe it.
I went to the toilet and I came out. Lyle says, "You got to go in there." He's like, "Well, look at me, why?" I'm like, "I don't need to go to the toilet." I said, "You do. Go and have a look. Tell me if the boys are the same." You walk in and it's just like a rainbow. Every cubicle.
It's a different coloured
and
tile.
Bright colour. Like from floor to ceiling, and then the sinks in the middle.
Yeah, it's an island wash basin.
Yeah, and everything's automatic, and it's pretty flash, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then, well, the thing that got me, it was more like a bloody disco than a toilet, because the mirrored walls with which had fluorescent light borders.
Yeah,
like it was
that's right. The mirrors, all like,
it was wow.
Yeah, it was wow. So
And
check that out.
so that was pretty impressive. I mean, obviously we didn't buy anything, Connors, because again, well, there you go.
But just to
because we were saving up for Pandora.
Just a couple of things before we move on from the shops is there are a couple of little supermarkets, and there's one sort of right there in town too, and right next to that, it's like an IGA. I'm trying to think, like a Food Works or something. Like it's a decent size. And there's a bottle shop right next door.
Very, very nice bottle shop next door.
We so it's very easy to buy food, and we bought, you know how they do hot chickens in Australia? Well, I know you know, but they actually do cooked chickens. They do cooked lamb shanks.
Spectacular.
Did we get them 3 nights in a row? You know,
I don't know whether we had 3 nights in a row, but I think we had 3 nights.
3 nights, I mean.
And every time it was
because we ate at home that first week a fair bit because we had the families and we'd been so busy. But it was $17 for these 2 lamb shanks, and we learned how to use an air fryer for the chips and salad. Oh my gosh, those lamb shanks were amazing. I think someone in Australia should do that for sure, shouldn't they?
Yeah, but remember we said that there's more lambs in New Zealand than there are people. So they've got more little legs.
Sure. More shanks, you reckon?
Yeah, more shanks.
I want to talk about my favourite shop. Oh,
I reckon it's probably almost your favourite place in bloody Queenstown.
It's called The Winery. I wonder what they sell there. No, honestly, this place, I think Michaela and Chris, my daughter and her hubby, they were out one night and they came back and said, you've got to go and check out this place, you guys, because we love going to wineries and wine tasting and, a wine bar. And this is all of those in one, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and it's part of, what are you smiling at me? There's the Ballarat Hotel, right?
Yeah, and it's in Ballarat Street, Queenstown.
And it's right next to, the guy who owns Ballarat Hotel has put this here, and he saw this
in Asia, I think.
Yeah, this idea in Asia, and he's got this place here in Queenstown, and he's also got another one very popular in Arrowtown. So can you tell people what the winery is? But it's not just a wine shop, people.
Okay.
Yes. I've
confused
you.
It's so unique. It's both a wine bar and retail outlet.
Mm-hmm.
The furniture is quite rustic with large leather chairs and low coffee tables. And then there's large chunky dining tables with matching timber chairs and there's like an open fireplace. Look, it's typical bloody Queenstown, New Zealand. It's so classy. It's absolutely beautiful. The walls are floor-to-ceiling wine bottle shelving. They have New Zealand craft beer menu, so you can have a beer which normally I wouldn't have a beer first. Yeah. You can do also a gin paddle tasting,
right?
Which that I fancy that
tastes
as well.
Woody, I reckon.
Oh, you're on fire tonight, folks. I got to tell you, normally we do these reasonably early in the morning. But we've got people doing some road work outside our place.
Our podcast studio.
Yeah, so we had to wait for them to
finish work,
piss off, basically. And so we're doing it in the afternoon. We haven't had a drink, but we have decided we are going to have one after this. But maybe we might do them in the afternoon.
Anyway, so the winery. So what you haven't described, though, is, yes, they've got the bottles of wine, but the other thing that's lining the walls at about eye height are these glass cabinets, and in each cabinet there would be maybe 6 different bottles of wine.
There's actually 8.
Okay, 8 different bottles of wine, and they might be Pinot Gris in one, Riesling in another, Chardonnay in another, Pinot Noir in another.
Yeah.
And
you have a selection of 8 from that.
Okay. And you can literally do
8 varieties,
a wine tasting, because what you do is you go up and you give these people your credit card.
Yes.
And they give you your own little special wine card.
Wine card, yeah.
And then you walk around the room and you think, oh, I feel like a Pinot Gris today. And you think, oh, I might try that one. Now, you don't just have to buy a whole glass. Now, this is why I love it, because you can actually just have a taste.
Yeah, you can do like a tasting.
There's three.
Yeah, there's 3 levels.
Sizes.
There's the tasting.
Yep.
And then there's the normal, which is a little bit bigger. and then there's the perfect size, which is the biggest.
So,
but it's not called the perfect size.
No.
I call it the perfect size.
So you put your glass in there. It's like a dispenser.
Yeah,
it's like a wine dispenser. You choose it, put your card, press the button. Oh, hello, and you taste the wine.
Yeah.
Or if you don't like that one, you go back and you press another button, tap your card, and get another one. And you can do that as often as you like.
Well, what I've said is, when you feel that you don't need any more, you then go and
you pay at the bar.
Well, you take your wine card back because there's a reader on each of these places, and that basically, when you push the button to pick which wine you want and which size you want, that gets read on the card, and then you just take the card back
and pay for it.
You pay for it. But
so go and check out Beach Travel Wine episode 76, and you will actually see some photos of this place. Or if you'd love to see the wine dispenser, I call it, in action, if you go to Instagram, Beach Travel Wine, and up the top in the highlights, New Zealand, and I took a really cool video of Lyle actually getting the, filling up your glass and this beautiful winery area. Anyway, so the winery, definitely worth. I'm going to put a link to it in the show notes as well.
Oh, seriously, highly recommend it. And the thing is, I'd like to say it's just Queensland wine. It's not Queenstown wine, not New Zealand wine, but I'm not sure. I think it mainly is Central Otago, and seriously,
so go
the
to
wines that are available are spectacular.
It's a great way to try some that you might normally get out to the wineries. So you go to the podcast player you're listening on now, and down the bottom there's a link to episode 76. And click on that, and it'll take you to the show notes with it'll have like the interactive map. I'll put it on the map, some photos, but also the link to that so you can check it out yourself. So anyway, let's move on. We've done the winery. We've had a big day out.
We've decided we're going to go for a walk along to the Botanic Garden.
Now, we do this every time we're in Queenstown, more than once. It's, the first time we stayed in Queenstown, we stayed on the other side of the lake, and we actually had to walk through the Botanic Gardens or around the Botanic Gardens to come into town. And that's how we discovered it, really. But we go back each time, and sometimes, you can actually walk through the gardens, or you can walk around them.
Yeah, and you've got that walk along the garden's edge.
That's what I mean. You can walk around them.
Yeah,
so
right on Lake
Wakatipu.
Yeah.
So that's right. So you can circumnavigate the Botanic Gardens from the city centre. Right there. There's a cafe where the basic and a playground where the path starts, and that will take you all the way right around the edge of the bay. Right around the other side of the point where the Botanic Garden sits, right?
Yeah. So they were established in 1867.
Right.
With an area of 14.75 hectares or 36.4 acres. There's lots and lots of huge pine trees for the kids to play.
Massive pine trees. Oh my gosh, check out the pictures of these pine trees. Like, you've never seen anything like these trees. You just couldn't get enough people to put your arms around them. They're huge.
They are huge. And there's also the duck pond.
The duck pond.
The duck pond.
Yeah.
I don't normally have trouble saying those sort of words. A duck pond.
And
where the kids can feed the ducks.
They can.
And watch them slide on the ice when they land.
Yeah.
Now
that doesn't happen all the time, but we've had a few cold nights and it's frozen over. It's quite funny, isn't it?
Benji had a
we talked about that in the previous episode.
Okay,
yeah.
So I wasn't aware of that.
Yes.
Look, there's also an ice skating rink in the middle of the Botanic Gardens.
There's a bowls club.
There's a beautiful looking bowls club.
Yeah.
It does look classy. And that's right in the centre.
I know, but the views from the Bowls Club, I couldn't get over that either.
Yeah.
And the views from the other side of the Botanic Gardens, the opposite side to Queenstown, to the Remarkables, I'm going to put those photos in the episode as well, so check them out. I think they're my favourite. They're just so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also what do they call it? Golf frisbee?
Yeah, frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf, that's right. And that basically... You can hire a frisbee from I think it's the skating rink.
Yeah.
And
$5 or something.
$5 or something, and
they're dotted. However there's like where you throw your frisbee and it lands in this specially made place where it catches the frisbees, and people are playing that all the time.
Yeah, it's like a bin.
Yeah.
So anyway, every time we've been there, there's always been people playing it.
We've talked about this in the previous episode, the one I did with my guest host, Michaela, and we talked about, because there's some great things there for the kids. There's, it's free activities, obviously, but, the big pine trees where they play hide and seek, and when there's even these big rocks with a big cave inside them, it's a pretty magical. And even though we were there in winter, the trees were starting to get their buds back, and there were some blossoms starting to flower, and there were bulbs coming up through the garden. So, oh my gosh, it'd be just stunning in spring.
Look, there's manicured lawns, there's exquisite rose gardens and flower beds, all surrounded by these bloody huge pine trees.
And then yes, I can tell. But also in the background is the snow-capped mountains and the lake and it's just incredible.
Stunning.
But there's a statue, sort of
there's
a
memorial for Captain Robert Falcon Scott. Now, him and his party, they were the first to, I suppose, explore the South Pole, the Antarctica.
He did it twice, didn't he?
Yes, he did it twice. Now, the first time he came back, the second time he didn't. Oh. So when Scott and his party...
I guess that's why he's got a memorial.
Yeah, I think he went early. When Scott and his party's bodies were discovered, they had in their possession the first Antarctic fossils discovered. The fossils were determined to be from the Glossopteris tree, and proved that Antarctica was once forested and joined to other continents. The Glossopteris fossils were critical in recognizing former connections between various fragments of the Gondwana. Now, the Gondwana was when South America, Africa, India, Australia, and New Zealand and Antarctica were all joined.
That's fascinating. That's right there in the middle of the gardens, yes?
Yeah, I thought that you're giving me the impression you weren't that impressed with that. I was actually very, very happy with that I found that out.
I'm happy for you, Dad.
And then...
Yes.
We did a water taxi trip.
We did. Going to finish this podcast episode with one more sort of fun thing that you can do when you're out and about in Queenstown. And we sort of discovered this almost by mistake. We were asking some questions at the Tourist Information Centre, and we were buying a B card. So you can actually get like a little card that you can put money on to use the public transport. Yeah. And we did use that. We're going to talk about that in another podcast to go to some of the wine areas. But that also means you can use the water taxi, which was pretty cool, So, or you can actually use water taxi without it, but it just makes it a whole lot cheaper. So it's $10 to get on the water taxi, which is this fabulous little boat. Yeah. And it takes you from Queenstown and has 2 stops on the other side of the lake, doesn't it? So one is the marina and one is Hilton.
The Hilton. And we thought Hilton was a suburb. Well, we didn't realise
it was a hotel.
It was a hotel. It was the Hilton Hotel.
It was a beautiful, it's a beautiful thing, sunny day. You want to get out in the water and you just want to do something cheap and easy. Then hop in this. It's like, what would it be? A 20-minute ride? And once again, you're going out around.
Yeah, no, it'll be 20 minutes.
Out and around the sort of the point where the Botanic Gardens is that we're just talking about.
Yeah.
And as you come around that corner, you're just looking straight up at the Remarkables, yeah?
Yep.
And also, that's where the planes either take off or land at the Queenstown Airport, So they're quite low flying over your head as well, which is pretty impressive. And as you're heading towards the Hilton, on your left-hand side now, you've got the Coronet Peak and Queenstown on the left. You've got the airport or the planes coming at you.
Flying over the top
mountains in the distance, and then the Remarkables on the right. And
that's on the lakeside of, and the suburb there is called Kelvin Heights.
Yeah, so we hopped off at the Hilton Hotel, and it was a beautiful day.
Oh, it's glorious.
And they've got these outdoor chairs which sit right on a path where you're looking back towards the marina. And then it's also got like a big fire pit area. It's a bit colder.
Yeah, if it was in like really cold, you could sit around there. But we just happened to
Snag a good day.
Lyle and Lamb. We got a beautiful day.
There's an indoor bar as well, but we sat down in these beautiful chairs, and I've got some really lovely photos of this. And we had another spectacular glass of wine.
We did, and we met Franco from Argentina. Mm-hmm. So obviously Lan had a lovely conversation in Spanish with Franco, and Franco was a really good guy. Mm-hmm. He recommended the Carrick Pinot Gris, and it was $16 a glass, which you go, oh, that's a bit dear. But it was a good size portion, and seriously, it was very, very nice. Yeah, yeah. I'm just going to read the tasting notes.
Right.
It has a textural element on the palate that is reflective of Alsatian style, while retaining a clean acidity that is a hallmark of our wind-blown glacial soils. Mm-hmm. On the Canmure terraces in Bannock Burn. I really messed this up.
Yeah, it's great. Yes.
Notes of pear and fresh apple are present, balanced by a hint of clove spice. Mm. Seriously, it was a damn good wine. So it's Carrick Pinot Gris.
Yeah, you might have mucked up the description, but it tasted amazing. Yeah, which I think was the point we're trying to get across.
Yeah, I might have messed up the description, but I didn't spill a drop.
No, you didn't spill a drop. So we're sitting there having this beautiful wine. There's a path in front of us, and you can walk on that path, and it'll take you all the way around flat around this lake to the marina area. Yeah. Yep. So you can do that and hop back on the water taxi and go back to Queenstown, or as we did, we just sat there and had another glass of wine and watched the planes land and take off and just enjoyed it.
Well, we had a choice. We could have walked to the marina.
Or had another wine.
And we didn't want to disappoint
Franco,
so we had another glass of wine. But look, the wine was that good.
Although at the marina, and we're going to be talking about this in an upcoming podcast too, there's a new winery going to be open up there called Wet Jacket Wines, and if that had been there, we would have walked around there.
I would have ran.
Yes, right across the water.
Yeah, because that wine is probably the best wine I've tasted.
But there is a brewery there and a cafe at the marina, but that area is really going ahead as well. So the water taxi, it's a great option to get out on the lake.
Yeah, for $10 round trip. Yeah, seriously,
yeah.
Now, on the way back...
Well, hang on, Kelvin Grove, you were just saying that's
Kelvin
where
Heights.
Kelvin Heights, that's where the Hilton is, and that's the most expensive, or one of the most expensive sort of areas in Queenstown, and that is because it gets sun all day.
So it gets a lot more sun than Queenstown itself.
Yeah.
And, it's the most expensive. And when you have a look at the properties, the architecturally designed properties there.
It's like an episode of that. What show do we like?
Oh, New Zealand
Grand Design.
Yeah. But some of the properties are unbelievable. And they've also got Kelvin Heights has probably one of the best golf courses in New Zealand.
It's got lovely views, especially over the 18th green from the clubhouse there. So once again, go and have a look at Beach Travel Wine podcast episode 76. By clicking the link in the podcast player you're listening to now. There's a link right down the bottom there. Click it and it will take you to the page where it will have all the photos of what we've talked about, from the snowcapped mountains to Queenstown waterfront to the boardwalk to the steamship, all the stuff, and including the Hilton and the winery and the lake. Just so much. So go and check that out. Yeah, you better do that too next time, Lyle.
What's
all
that?
The hard work I put into the page, and the interactive map will be there, so we'll show you exactly where the gardens are and the Hilton is and the marina and the golf course and all the shops, the main shops we talked about, and the restaurants and everything. It'll all be there on the map, so go and do that. So,
well, for me, even if you don't ski, we went in winter and we love skiing, but even if you don't ski, you cannot say you would ever be bored in Queenstown.
No,
it is an impossibility.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I think Queenstown Tourism should be paying us more money. I'll hit them up for a pay rise.
I just think that I just hope we did it justice.
Yeah, and we will definitely be going back. Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes, I want to go back in summer and just see the difference as well. But before we, say goodbye, Lyle, your favourite place for a wine?
Well, I've got to go.
Oh no, I should have gone first. Yeah.
I'm going the Hilton.
I knew you were going to do that.
The Hilton.
Yeah.
When Franco from Argentina recommended the Carrick Pinot Gris, he was right on the money.
Okay. Well, I agree with you there, but I'm going to the winery.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can't even remember what wine I had. I probably had a few, but I just love that concept. I love the idea of having wine bottles behind a glass thing that I can press a button and it fills my glass.
All I can say is we knew when it was time to go home.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. And I mean, it doesn't matter where you have a glass of wine in any of those restaurants around Queenstown, you're not going to be sorry, are you?
No, it's perfecto.
All right. Well, it's a goodbye from me until we do our next. We'll be coming back to you again, episode 77, with some pretty exciting activities that we did. Yes.
Adios, mi amor.
We're not in Spain now. Bye, everyone.